Yeah, they're having me do this too. So welcome to Keep Your Slightly Larger Hat On. Bits and bobs the boys couldn't quite squeeze into just one hat. Where we're going, who the hell knows? But here it comes. So enjoy.
By the way, Ty, I need coffee.
You need coffee?
I need good and real coffee.
You want?
So, we need to talk, dude. I want a light bean at a medium roast with a lot of body. High acid is fine.
I gotta play or I gotta put in an order. So we'll see what I'll get on the line with you when I'm doing it, and we'll see. Right. We'll just see what's available.
I'm a fan of Nicaraguan, by the way. Nicaraguan and Antiguan.
Central America, baby.
Well,
hard to go wrong. Although there's a lot of Vietnamese coffee that's really fucking good.
Vietnamese, Africa.
Yeah, and I mean Vietnam. They're the number one. Their number one export is coffee.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I actually just found my copy of Man in the Universe again. So I'm a whole being.
A whole bean.
You need a grinder for that.
Yes, you do.
I got a burr grinder. By the way, Robert, are you using an electric grinder or are you doing hand grinding?
I'm using an electric grinder. It's just easier. I mean, I figure I mean, there's a difference. There's a difference there, but I'm spending a lot of time roasting it myself. So
yeah,
roasting it myself is really
that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the magic. I'm generally agnostic when it comes to. I mean, I use a burr grinder, but I use an old burr grinder, and it does its job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still get a lot of dust.
Absolutely.
But normally, what I do is I just save up the dust in a separate container until I have enough to do two decent shots of espresso in the machine.
You guys are giving me these weird flashbacks. Okay, so back in the ancient days,
when
I was still cool and a sophisticated urban type downtown Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Two of my best friends, Hugh and Ann Miller. Ann was the accountant for a bunch called Timothy's Coffees of the World, which was like one of the very first shishi boutique-y. This is like 1980, right? Coffee places. And so I got all of this insane coffee at cost, right? So like I was like all up in the Sumatran and the original Kona and Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain is
from Jamaica.
Blue Mountain.
The real stuff.
Yum.
And it's like I went crazy for about 2 years, plunger pot, pour over, different stuff. And this went on for about 3 years. And at one point, I finally just got sick of it, and I just wanted a fucking cup of coffee. I didn't want, to check out the chocolate notes. I just wanted. So I've gone back to Colombian.
Robustas.
No, Arabica always.
Oh, Robusta,
Arabica.
Man.
Robustas and Pebbles.
That's if you woke up
picked
really
up off of the
late.
forest floor.
Yeah, well, you know what? Robusto is just if you were up really, really late and you need, or you're an all-night study thing. Robusto will kick your ass. Absolutely.
It does,
But that's about
I've
the
accidentally
only
had
thing.
some. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like a half an Adderall. It is.
When I was at Arizona State, we had a buddy kind of in our circle of friends named Andres, who was from Argentina, I believe. And he would go home and visit on the holidays, and he would come back with packs and packs of coffee for all of us.
He was mealing the beans in.
And the Robusta was especially popular around the architecture department and the design department because we were constantly pulling all-nighters, and that was the shit that got us.
Man, I bet.
Absolutely.
Have you guys had? Let me ask you this then. Have you had Puerto Rican coffee?
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
I have only ever been there one time, and that was one of the best things. Puerto Rico turns out to be like amazing.
Oh,
we should make them a state.
We don't deserve.
No, we don't.
Rico.
We don't.
We really don't.
But finding out their coffee, we took the highway across the top in the mountains and stuff, and the coffee was just like, of course, it's like fresh as the Dickens, right? So that's probably the main thing.
I'm getting a West Side Story moment here.
Well, and that was.
I love the island.
I got one more. I have had like what I think must be the most politically correct coffee in the world. So you ready? You're sitting down.
All right.
So we were in Panama, and So we were staying there's a little dinky town up on the Continental Divide, because they actually have one there called Santa Fe.
Right.
And in Santa Fe, there's a coffee roastery co-op. And so first of all, it's great coffee. Second of all, it's run as a co-op. Third of all, it was founded by a priest, and the priest was martyred by the plantation owners for giving money to the peasants.
Oh,
jeez.
I know.
Wow.
Socialist douchebag.
So anyway, that's like the most politically correct coffee.
And I have had one of the most politically incorrect coffees.
Oh, I have too.
Child labor?
Yeah. No, KAPI LUWAK.
KAPI LUWAK, for people that don't know, is it's basically the lemurs eat the fruit.
Stuff.
Civet.
And
it's
then
the poop.
And then inside is the bean.
That's the one that I eat.
How is that?
It's really, really mellow, really, really good, especially freshly roasted. The problem is what I didn't realize until after.
Quite nutty.
That's funny.
Actually,
I knew it going in. I had a friend of mine who got some, $36 a pound.
Right.
And we did a pour over. And what's interesting is, with pour over, you really get the smell of the brewing process because it's steeping slowly, it's open topped and all that.
Yes. And
it's exactly as semi-pleasant as you would think it would be. Even though they say, because they wash it, and actually the stuff that we had was supposedly washed in liquid carbon dioxide. To pull off a lot of the funk and leave really the essence of what you want there. But Rob's right. The taste is wonderful. It's like, if you know what it's like to have your palate covered in a wonderful fat gloss, kind of like tasting ghee.
Yes.
But then you get this really mellow coffee taste, but it lasts. The mouthfeel of the stuff is really extraordinary.
The animal going through the animal's digestive tract it does something to the bean.
Yeah.
That makes it that way. And Andy may have known what he was getting into.
Good thing I'm recording this because this is good content.
This is actually good stuff. Does this make
Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, does this make the lemurs a little bit jittery? I mean, do they?
I don't know. What I do know, and what I found out afterwards, is there are cages and cages of lemurs, and they are force-fed nothing but this fruit.
I was just like,
slave lemurs.
It's my understanding they're not lemurs, they're civets. They're palm
civets, that's right.
Yeah, civets, that's right.
So slightly related. But yeah, as soon as I found out that this stuff, nobody's running around the jungle floors picking up civet food. It's cages and wire floors and a big basket underneath to catch all the effluent.
So, hey, Bob, I heard you got a summer job. What were you doing?
Exactly. Well, times were tough.
Coming to the next episode of Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe.
Yeah, right. What's Mike Rowe when you need him?
Where is he? Where is he?
Exactly. Hey, he's my big brother as far as voiceover goes. He might not be on television anymore, but that guy still makes a shit ton of bank doing voiceovers.
Is that right?
He's still the de facto voice for the Discovery Channel.
Absolutely.
He still does Dirtiest Catch, Gold Rush, all that bullshit.
Most dangerous catch. Yeah.
So no, and one of the things that's funny as hell about Rowe, and this is a story that I actually put in my book, is most people think from Dirty Jobs that he's some kind of industry person. He's not. He was a fucking actor.
Yeah.
He was an actor
right?
in New York in the early and mid 80s. And he and a friend of his skipped out of a rehearsal dressed as Vikings from a Wagnerian opera because he was an opera performer. He's got a fucking phenomenal voice. Wow. Oh my God, you ever hear that guy sing an aria? He's got the real deal. But they were over at a bar dressed as Vikings, and Rowe had just seen a casting call for a new channel that nobody had ever heard of, and his buddy looked at him and said, "You know what? There's no chance you'll get that. It's totally not in your wheelhouse." And Rowe threw down a $20 bill and said, "I bet you I can get it."
Oh, this is classic.
Shot his drink, ran across the street, dressed as a Viking, and got hired on the spot. And that job was for QVC.
I love it.
Mike was a host of QVC Shopping for about 3 years.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And I don't tell the story nearly as well as he does, but it's not apocryphal. I've heard him tell the story a number of times.
Well, that certainly was more stuff, I guess. Keep Your Hat On is brought to you by the Narrowband Broadcast Network in conjunction with PodSquadPDX.com. If you've got ideas for the show, feel free to drop us a line at talkback@kyhopodcast.com. And yeah, as always, again, don't forget to like, click, subscribe, etc., blah, 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 blah. You know the deal, but it really does help us out. So do it. I'm your announcer, Michael Brumage, and I am so not responsible. Until next time, for Rob, Chris, Dr. Mark, and of course Andy, keep your head on. We may end up miles from here. Again.
NBBN.
The Narrowband Broadcast Network.
The focus is on you.